Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kiba Bam. This channel primarily is about, just bringing some impact into the retail industry in South Africa. Being an entrepreneur myself, I know how hard it is to get your product on shelf. So the purpose of this channel is to bring those answers to suppliers who actually want to get into the retail market in South Africa and actually have amazing product that should be on shelf. So my channel primarily tackles the difficulties of getting that product in front of the buyer and what it is you should be focusing on, who you should be focusing on in the supply chain, and how to get yourself in front of the decision maker in the supply chain. So before we get started, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and leave a comment in the comment section of whether, a question that you'd like to ask with reference to what I'm talking about, or even if you don't have clarity in the subject that I'm talking about today, just leave a question there and I will answer you either in the comment section, probably, or I will do a video. But I really would like to hear from you guys, your thoughts and your questions. So today's topic, we're going to talk about at what point does the buyer look at your product, whether it's product that you send via email or it's product that you actually physically send to the retailer, to the buyer. Maybe you find out what their email address is. Maybe you'll find out what their email address is and you send them an email. So the question is today, the hot topic for today is, at what point does the buyer look at your product, physically touches your product and looks at it? Wait for it. Never. To tell you the honest truth, the buyer will open your email from the thousands of emails that they get daily. Firstly, emails about them, meeting deadlines for the actual job that they do, and the other suppliers who are trying to get a hold of them. Yes, guys, it's probably never. And I know it's a huge statement to make, but I will back it up. The reason why I say it's almost never they look at your product, I don't want you to get the wrong impression that buyers are not open to receiving new suppliers. But in every organization, in every business, there's a system. In that system, there are roles, right? Each role has an accountability, each role has a job description, each person carries out a portion of their role within that supply chain. So when I say buyers will almost never pick up on new product, it's the only way buyers really pick up on new product that is sent to them is if they were already picking up from their own research that you are actually supplying something that they really want to put in their category. Okay, so buyers, their jobs are not to look for suppliers. Negative. It's not their job to look for you. Their job is to maintain. A buyer's job is to manage and to grow their business. That is their job. It doesn't sound simple at all. It's not. It sounds simple, but it's not simple at all. Buyers' jobs are very admin driven. So looking for new supplies is a job on its own. The complexities there are a job on its own, because the people who are responsible to look for new suppliers, are you aware that they have to do multiple audits? This is per supplier. They have to travel to the supplier, to the new supplier's premises. So if the supplier is located in Swaziland, or if the supplier is located in China or Bangladesh, that quality department has to travel to that destination to make sure that firstly the factory operates, right? So those people have to go there and make sure that the factory operates, that they are compliant and work within the standard that is required for that retailer. So, for example, they don't use child labor. The factory workers get days off, or they do finish work at a certain time. And if it's a 24-hour factory, are they changing shifts? All those things. Yeah, you find 24-hour factories in China. So, sourcing new suppliers is a division on its own. It is a job function on its own. So my question, or the topic that we're discussing here, at what point does a buyer even get to look at your product? So your buyer looks at new products when, number one, if there is an issue with deliveries with a certain supplier, if it's a recurring problem that a supplier is not meeting the demand, is not meeting the in-store dates, that is not meeting the in-DC dates, then the buyer is going to go to the sourcing department and say, guys, I'm having a problem with the supplier. Just to backtrack a little bit, I did mention in my previous video that buyers have sales meeting every week. Usually it's on a Monday. Some retailers will have it on different days, but usually sales meetings are on Monday. So within that season, the buyer already is red flagging that I'm picking up on my sales that this product is missing an opportunity to trade for 3 weeks because my supplier is not delivering their shipments on time. So in that meeting, the sales meeting, you'll find there are people from the different divisions, which are the planning division, the sourcing division, and the designer. They are sitting in those meetings, and the buyer will flag to say, guys, I'm struggling with the supplier. Can you please find me a new supplier? Ding, 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 ding. Then the sourcing division will go out looking for that specific supplier to be able to supply the demand. Then the sourcing manager is within that season is looking for a supplier. A season is 4 months. If the sourcing division manages to find a supplier, or they already have a supplier within their database, after that meeting, they're going to call that supplier, please can you send us samples and costings, right? This is within a season. Trade is happening. The buyer is maintaining its buy. The buyer is, looking at previous past and what's happening and is building a range for the coming season. So then the sourcing manager or the quality assurance department will then reach out to their database and say, guys, we're looking for new supplies, send us costings and. But if it's a totally new supplier, entrepreneurs, listen, if it's a totally new supplier, audits, factory visits, samples, costings need to be seen and interrogated. Putting a supplier through a compliancy test is at least 2 to 3 months on its own. Yeah, it's at least 2 to 3 months. And in a separate video, I will go through what does that entail. Maybe what I'll do is even invite someone so we can have a conversation to check and to share, not to check, to share with you guys what goes into audit when you're a new supplier and then you hand over your stuff to a retailer. What happens? Because, there's a whole set of forms that you have to fill in. You have to send in your samples, right? Packaged in the way that it would be delivered into the DC. Then it's put through tests in the quality division. If it's fabrication, it goes for testing in labs, in laboratories. It comes back, has to come back with testing results. Then the buyer doesn't even see that. The buyer doesn't even care about that. They're going on about their business, growing their business, growing their market share, focusing on their KPIs, not worried about what you're sending to them. So buyers are not interested at that point in time of, where a new supplier is within, the system. They rely 100% on their team members who are assigned to that job, which is finding new suppliers. So, yeah. you keep contacting the incorrect people within that supply chain. So as I said, stick with me and I'll make you famous in retail. Stick with me and I'll make you famous in retail. So guys, thank you so much again for always jumping on my channel, watching and sharing my video. So please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, to like my video and leave a comment at the bottom. As I said, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Send me a question, but don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye. Ewe uhlala ngami, andivisaga buhlungu.